Flight Boss, bitch. You know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind Eminent Terry's Moon, Flight Boss, the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, we're going to talk about how to become a sensei. Now, you know, me and my soul group, we like to go ahead and skip phases because we're not under no bondages or anything on this page. We got freedom to travel, and we got motherfucking merkabas and spaceships, and we got passports and plane tickets to travel through any plane of existence anytime we please. So we know we need to put that out there for that. You know what I'm saying? Just to let all these entities and all these deities know that we ain't under no type of law or anything of that nature. Now, when we want to talk about how to become a sensei, now this is going to be very simple. But this is only going to be simple for people who understand symbols, symbolism, you know what I'm saying, the right energy signatures, you see what I'm saying, because we finna get real snake-like, we finna get into the tap into the inner energies that this dragon of this being we live in gave us, you see what I'm saying, we finna tap into that power right now. So right now we're talking about the kundalini energies and all these things, this, that, and the third. Now, as a motherfucker, you want to know what it becomes a sensei, it's very simple, because we understand the symbol. As far as my soul group, now the only reason you may not understand this as being simple, and the only reason you may take what I'm about to say and say, nah, that's not the right way, and go try to figure out what you have learned, what was a sensei was, is because you're lost in words and you lost in man, and you truly don't even know what being a sensei is your goddamn self. But me and my soul group, we understand things as far as we just freshly here in this realm of reality, and we understand what the fuck things is. So when I say when you want to become a sensei, when it all boils down to it, all that really means is being sensitive to the senses. People want to correlate it to the number 13 and put us under shit in the 4 energy. Then you could say it's something like rebuffering your sensories and things of that nature. But it's correlated to being sensitive to your senses. Now, what is the 5 senses you have access to in this realm of reality right now? Which is always something correlating to 5. Perfection is always correlated to 5. You know what I'm saying? To create a. But that's getting into something else. But for the most part, what is the 5 senses, right? You got smell, touch, taste, sight, hear. Now, if you're a person who understands meditation and understand you're supposed to clear your mind, then you understand that none of your thoughts or feelings is truly yours, because you're always receiving. So you know, if you really spiritually inclined, you know how to meditate, then you understand that the only thoughts and feelings that's truly yours is the ones you emit. And you only can emit by your friction, your currency, your bounce off. And that's any thought or feeling you receive, your ability to dissect it, to resonate with it, or to disown it, that becomes your feelings and emotions. But a lot of y'all motherfuckers out here think that the thoughts and feelings that y'all receiving is y'all's, and y'all motherfuckers be spiritually inclined people and things of that nature, and be still used as a motherfucking vessel. You see what I'm saying? So you really need to understand that also. But when we talk about being a sensei, once you understand is being sensitive to the senses, and then you truly understand that your own, genuinely your only thoughts and feelings and emotions is the ones that you bounce off, the ones that you just received, which is in forms of trying to clear your mind or in forms of trying to dissect, do you resonate with this feeling and thought, or do you need to let it go or not? You see what I'm saying? That the friction and the orb that comes from that is yours. That could be emitted in the universe that other beings can receive if they're vibrating on your same frequency, aka having the same thoughts and feelings, or being in the same vibration where they're receiving the same thoughts and feelings. You see what I'm saying? It's a give and exchange in the universe that people need to understand. Now, when we talk about being a sensei, it's being sensitive to the senses. So if you are truly spiritually inclined, or you are truly sensitive to the senses, then you truly understand there's no such thing as a third eye. And if you do want to correlate that, you would call it the first eye. But what it really is all of these are eyes. You see what I'm saying? Your ear, see, these are all different forms of realizing. You can realize you heard something. You can realize, you see what I'm saying? You have realization of sight. You have realization of hearing. You have realization of smelling. You have realization of touching. You see what I'm saying? So these are all forms of realizing. Realize is real eye. Those are your real eyes, your real senses, your real sensories. You see what I'm saying? And then they play out in physical attributes as in the lesser forms. But you always will get 2 forms of them, but you always will have a 5 of collecting of them to bring yourself together as a star. You see what I'm saying? So this is why you say you got 5 things on your face. You got your eyes, nose, mouth, ear. You see what I'm saying? Then you got your head in the middle of your head. And then you can do that everywhere, but it all comes to 5. But one thing has 2 of them. But let's get into something else. But you see what I'm saying? This is like your ears. It's like eyes. These are all your real eyes. So we know your chakras and your wills, they're like glands that manifested from real eyes. So they're all eyes. So you have the ability to cry in all realms of realities. This is why you're able to pick up, now you have to be sensitive to the senses to understand the symbols and the signatures that's coming to these senses. So this is why a lot of people who don't understand this, a person could be saying all kind of shit right in front of you, and you not even really listening to what this person's saying, until a circumstance or situation happen and you be like, damn, why the fuck was I around this person, where this person was sitting here kicking all kind of spells and all kind of shit, shaping and forming the circumstance and the situation y'all was getting ready to go through every time you was in this person's frequency vibration. You see what I'm saying? So you not being sensitive to the senses. You felt it. You just realized it in another way, but since you may have closed one of your eyes, and want to walk blind in that realm of reality with your eyes closed, then you're going to stumble and fall in that realm of reality. See, it works in many different ways. These are eyes. Your realization. You can realize someone else's hatred. You can realize someone else's love. You can realize someone else's mentality. You can realize how someone else's feel. You see what I'm saying? I just broke down Mercury, the sun, the moon, Venus too, Mars too, y'all niggas. You see what I'm saying? You can realize someone's wisdom, knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Based upon what chakra level are you in. If you eating a whole bunch of Cheetos and shit and you in a lower vibration chakra right now, you may not perceive everything a person is saying to you in all realms of reality. What a person is saying to you can be correlated in all realms of reality. But based upon the realm of reality and the vibration you in, that's the only way you're going to be able to perceive it. Receive it. That's just another word for receive. Perceive. To receive it through that outlook, through that realization. And whatever chakra you in, like I said, if you eating Cheetos, you watching TV, some dumb shit, and this, that, and the third, then you're in that outlook. You're only seeing from that eye, so your other eyes is closed. So if a person kicking some high wisdom and knowledge to you, you don't want to hear that right now. You see what I'm saying? If a person kicking some love and appreciation to you, you don't want to hear that right now. You see what I'm saying? You only want to hear a person get into what they want to get, what they want to do, what they want to eat. You want to hear shit like that at that moment. You know what I'm saying? This is why it's impossible to teach or learn in the middle of eating. You see what I'm saying? Now you need to understand this too. Being sensitive to the senses. Now, water signs and fire signs understand this, and this is something that air signs and earth signs can learn from the water and fire signs. But then vice versa. It's not always good. Like I said, it's a gift and a curse to everything. It's not always good to be too sensitive to the senses, because being too sensitive to the sensitive can lead into passive or brooding or too much alone time, and not knowing how to relate to others, to the point that you'll become into a situation where you hate others because you're so sensitive to outside influences that it end up being overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? Because the more you perceive, the more you start to intake. And if you start to receive a whole bunch of shit that other people ain't receive, for an example, all your chakras is lit and shit like that. So that means all your eyes is open. All your realizations is open. Your real eyes is open. So you're perceiving way more than other people perceive. But if you're not spiritually strong, all the spirits and all the experiences that come with that can become overwhelming, to the point that sometimes it's okay for certain eyes to be closed. You know what I'm saying? When you around certain people and things of that nature. For an example, you may be a game banger, right? So if you're a person who do have a lot of wisdom and knowledge, you know, when you're around them, keep that eyes closed. Keep that eye closed. Don't be trying to make them realize shit in a chakra that they not in, because they may be in a vibration frequency right now where the eyes down here is open and they trying to get some money right now, and you might be vibrating on that same frequency when you need some money right now too. So that chakra and opening that higher eye is not going to help bringing things from that will into this existence. Is not going to help that existence to get money. That may prevent it. Like I said, you need to understand there's no such thing as right or wrong. It's just times to use everything. You have to learn how to move. You know what I'm saying? So that might not be the right time. That might be the right circumstance, situation, and the right grouping of people you may need to be around at that time to have that right experience to know how to have a know-how for the next time. And that know-how in that circumstance may be to try to get some money or whatever like that. And you may need that experience in order to have that know-how, that added brain part, that added constellation, that added star system to your, that added influence. So therefore you know what to do and what not to do in similar ways or similar patterns or similar circumstances and situations in the astral realm. You see what I'm saying? So like I said, it's not now earth signs and air signs could teach the fire and water signs to relax from the senses. It's okay to close some of them up sometimes, because some realizations mean more than other realizations sometimes. For an example, you may be in a relationship with somebody, right? And you may love them and y'all may have a certain bond together that's keeping y'all together, but it's something that's going on in one or the other life that keep tearing y'all apart in certain ways. Maybe a family member, maybe another relationship, or this, that, and the third. Now, based upon the relationship that y'all have together, right? It may not be at best for you to use a chakra that may deal with hate at that moment, because if you love that person and you understand their circumstance and situation at the time, then you know not to throw on a bunch of shit that'll make them feel even more down about their circumstance and situation. You see what I'm saying? So you know you keep that eye closed, even though you realize what's going on. You realize if you tell this person, like, look, you in a fucked up situation right now, you're around a bunch of fucked up people, you need to get, and you quit your job for no fucking reason, you dumbass. You can realize that all you want, but when you're around them at that time, and based upon another realization, another chakra, maybe the Venus part, had that eye open, you may need to close that Mars one and just have the Venus one open and show that person some support, some love and appreciation, because you understand the circumstance and the situation they in. You see what I'm saying? So it's just ways of moving, and it highly depends on the people, places, and things that you are around. You see what I'm saying? But you gotta be sensitive to the senses. And that's how you become a sensei. Now, I bet there's motherfucking senseis out there that don't even know this shit, because they probably ain't even experiencing life enough to know that's what an actual sensei is. So they got other shit like sensu beings, and they come up with their own theologies and never even experience it. Remind you, everything is energy. Energy is constantly moving. Energy can't be destroyed. It can only be transformed. You see what I'm saying? Concepts could be destroyed. Spirits can. But the energy that comes from it, you know what I'm saying, can't. And they actually can be birthed again, a spirit that has been destroyed. Spirit, that's another realm of reality. We don't want to get there yet though, but I just need you to understand, when you get spiritually inclined, you really understand what being a sensei is, and it's being sensitive to the senses. Therefore, I can realize something just based upon what you're saying. I can realize something just based upon what I seen. I can realize something just based upon what I thought. I can realize something just based upon what I smell. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, if you smell like shit, I know you ain't shit. You see what I'm saying? Point blank, period. So I don't need to be around you or experience a lot of time around you to know that you ain't shit. Because the moment that you smelled like shit, I should be able to realize that the reason that this person smelled like shit, because in some way, shape, or form in their life ain't shit. So they might not have no water or something like that. They may not have been in a circumstance or situation or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? All kudos to you. But I'd rather not be in that frequency vibration and that energy. So you see what I'm saying? I would know ahead of time. So I would know, okay, that's the person that smell like shit. That person ain't shit. I don't need to be around that shit. You see what I'm saying? This is that simple. But y'all is not thinking about it like that. But it's that motherfucking simple. Flight boss, bitch. Goddamn air. Hee hee.